you think you're doing, man?
Am I in hell? I thought there'd be more country music.
Well, I couldn't exactly leave here and come up to where you are, could I? But I'm not sitting by and letting some little upstart YouTube channel rip me off.
Whoa. Rip you off? You have your series with Kent Hovind, and I respect that. My series is entirely about his son, Eric.
Yeah, nice try, asshole. I'm not buying your fancy de-aging special effects voodoo. It's a smug Hovind on stage trying to redefine evolution as 6 things to an audience of dimwits. I know a Kent when I see him, and I covered this already in 2014. So... this is awkward.
Want to help debunk the Hovinds?
Yeah, whatever.
Wake up, okay? It's him editing. Okay, he's a good editor too. So you did, Paul, I did over 100 programs on different things that I say defy the evolutionary theory. They cannot be explained, completely destroys evolution. I went through the alphabet. How many remember that? A, B, C, all the different creatures and animals. I tried to do an animal, an insect, a plant, sometimes a mineral or a rock or something that defies an evolutionary explanation.
Move over, Banana Man. Dr. Broccoli Man is in the house. We spent a lot of time at Paulogia looking at the claims of the Creation Today ministry of one Eric Hovind.
That is correct. You devoted 60 videos criticizing my son. You haven't devoted one to giving evidence for your dumb theory, have you, Paul? Where is the evidence for evolution? Quit picking on everybody else and man up. Why on earth do you believe you came from a rock?
You'll notice items on this list like the atom and the amethyst, non-biological things that would obviously never be explained by biological evolution. It's like...
Did I say it was explained by biological evolution? I said it couldn't happen by chance, Paul. Now we're going to start on the B series, things that I don't think can be explained by your evolution theory. Stop lying about my position so that you can defeat it. Do you think atoms happened by chance, Paul? Do you think atoms came from a dot of nothing exploding? Do you understand the complexity of an atom? It came from nothing. You really believe that, don't you, son?
Like complaining that a chef can't bake you an office chair.
Broccoli. How could broccoli have evolved slowly by chance?
So Kent Hovind thinks that the unique properties of broccoli point to the God of the Bible. But just...
Paul, they do. They took the original wild mustard plant and decided to cultivate it and developed all kinds of things out of that one plant. They didn't create any of them. They developed from already existing plant, broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, Brussels sprout. It's amazing what they've been able to do. But nobody created any of them. Paul?
Just as Ray completely missed the fact that the bananas we buy in the store have never existed in nature, but are...
And Paul, you are completely missing the fact that they developed the modern banana. They did not create the banana.
Instead, the product of generations of selective breeding.
This is a natural banana. It's short, fat, littered with large and hard seeds, tastes foul, and it's low in nutrients. But hey, if Comfort's God exists, it's evidently the banana that it wants you to enjoy.
This is the classic magician trick of misdirection.
This is not juggling. This is called misdirection.
In this case, Ray and Kent want to focus on whether the vestige is entirely unneeded.
They aren't vestiges. They're used fine. I'd be willing to bet the whale has those special little bones and special little muscles. I bet he uses them every chance he can get. Think about it.
For effect, Kent has handy dozens of slides of textbooks from the 1980s to modern day that include...
Some organisms have structures or organs that seem to have lost their function. For example, humans have a tailbone at the end of the spine that is of no apparent use. The coccyx is a small bone at the end of the human vertebral column and has no present function. The whale retains pelvic and leg bones as useless vestiges.
When the focus is on the definition of uselessness, then the evolution denier has dragged you into the mud with them. All it takes are some reasonable sounding secondary usages, and the main argument is made to seem problematic.
No. Their main use is for what I told you. In the case of the snakes and the whales, they support muscles, they allow for locomotion, but they're mostly used for reproduction. What exactly is vestigial about that? You are absolutely insane, all of you guys. Talk about the blind leading the blind.
The coccyx serves as an anchor attachment site for tendons, ligaments, and muscles. It also functions as an insertion point of some of the muscles of the pelvic floor. This is part of the whale's reproductive system. Whales have to mate in the water under dark with no arms, and they can't talk and say, "Scoot over, honey."
But, of course, what makes a vestigial structure evidence for evolution doesn't hinge at all on complete and utter uselessness, but rather on the clear demonstration that structures change in importance and function over time.
You cannot possibly know that any structure is changing its function or its importance over time. What we know are dogs have a dew claw, some of them. How many have ever seen that little claw on the dog? Okay. And you guys claim it's slowly losing a function. You don't know that. Maybe they've always had that. Maybe the whales have always had those little bones. Since that's necessary to make baby whales, I'd be willing to bet money they did. Yeah.
If we want to be more precise in communicating with evolution deniers, we should prefer definitions like this one from Biology Online.
Here we go.
Vestigial refers to an organ or part, for example, the human appendix, which is greatly reduced from original ancestral form and is no longer functional or is of reduced or altered function. Vestigial structures provide a clue to evolutionary history of a species because they are remnants of structures found in ancestral species. In his rampant readings, Kent even inadvertently echoed this more specific definition without letting it sink in.
Human appendix has been proposed to be a vestigial structure, a structure that has lost all or most of its function, that has evolved to take on a new function.
Yes.
I was making fun of it, Paulogia, because it's stupid. I was simply reading what they said. I don't believe that for a second. You don't know the appendixes used to be bigger. You don't know that we're slowly losing it. Paulogia, I don't know if you have any children or not, but I'd be willing to bet if you do, and your grandchildren and great-grandchildren will probably have an appendix. How many of you have one? Look at that. Wow.
That's exactly it, Kent. Thank you. A structure that has taken on a new function.
I didn't say it took on a new function, and you don't know it took on a new function. You are dreaming. Guys are so desperate for evidence for your theory, you'll jump on anything. Pay attention. Paulogia, pay attention. Science. You have an appendix. Your dad had an appendix. Your mama had one. Your grandpa had one. That's science. It's imagination to believe you're slowly losing it or taking on a new function.
Or merely lost most of a function can still be demonstrated to be vestiges.
You don't know that it lost most of its function. It still does fine. It serves as part of your immune system. You're either lying or stupid. I can't figure out which it is.
Consider a man who bought a treadmill 10 years ago, used it regularly for a while, but now it serves only as a place to hang towels and laundry. It would be fair to say that this device is a vestige of a once active lifestyle.
And you're comparing that to the appendix. Do you folks understand why I get frustrated sometimes? I'm glad God called me to this job, but Steve, what can you tell him?
You can't.
Peter, that's why I said, Peter said it exactly right. You guys are willingly ignorant. Willingly ignorant. You'd have to have help to be that dumb. A couple more here and we'll quit.
That's enough for today.
What do you mean for today? I can't wait around in hell. I've got to get back to Earth.
Dude, you listen to creationists and apologists for fun. Hell should be like a cool, refreshing breeze.
Could you at least ask people to subscribe to my channel, Paulogia?
I could, but no one ever listens to me.
I tell people to subscribe to
Atheist Junior.